What's up, everybody? Bruce here. How you doing? I have been making a very difficult decision, and I wanted to share this with you because I'm actually quite excited. Now, I probably have come across as a Apple user who's become suddenly a PC enthusiast and just bashes Apple all the time. And if that is your take, I am truly deeply sorry because that's never been my intention. In fact, the whole purpose of this video is to share with you this decision that I've come to. And that is I'm going to buy a new Mac. My problem is that I haven't decided which one right at the moment. Let me explain. So I've been using Vegas Pro 15 to edit my videos. It's okay, but I've noticed some problems with it that I just can't get around. It's relatively fast and easy to edit, but as I start adding some just basic corrections to color, or I start doing even the smallest of things in it, it begins to get choppy and slow down, and rendering takes a long time, and I've got a very beefy Windows PC. And I'm not talking 4K video, folks, I'm talking 1080p. It's just quite frankly not cutting the mustard, so to speak. So what do I do about it? Well, I have a 2010 MacBook Pro right up here, and I installed Final Cut Pro 10 version 10.4 or Final Cut Pro X, whatever. And I can edit 1080p video pretty decent on this without stuttering or anything else, and that's including doing some basic color grades and including adding a LUT. But what you can't do is render that video in any decent amount of time. Come on, it's a really old machine. I would have hoped by now Apple would have updated the Mac Mini, but lo and behold, they have not. It's been over 3 years. I think 2014 is the last update that it got. Now, Apple says it's still an important part of the Mac lineup, but who knows when that's going to be updated, if at all. But I don't want to spend $2,500, $3,000 on a laptop, and I don't want an iMac. I don't have the room for an iMac already. I don't have the room for another desktop machine in here. I've got other uses for my space. That's not to say that I'm going to rule it out 100%, but the more I think about it, the 13-inch MacBook Pro would probably be sufficient. I have seen so many videos on people saying, yes, you can edit video just fine. And we're talking the basic model. Well, the one with the 256, you got one with 128 gigs of flash storage, but the 256, this was a Core 2 or dual core i5. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe that's not a bad way to go. Maybe that will work for me. And I've seen people edit 4K video very, very smoothly. Here's the kicker. That's all I'm going to use that laptop for. I really don't like paying for a screen that I'm really not going to be using because I'm actually going to patch it into my 34-inch ultra-wide monitor. And I'll do that through Thunderbolt, even though I'm going to have to be part of the dongle life at that point. And I know that with 8 gigs of RAM, that's not very much, and it's permanently soldered to the motherboard. Whatever you order, that's what you're going to get. Now, I won't buy it brand new. No, it'll be a refurb unit. But if I do that, then if I get one refurbished, it'll have 16 gigabytes of RAM. And the 512, well, I could get by with the 256, but I'm thinking the 512 gigabyte SSD. So that's my dilemma. I'm thinking about waiting until summer to see what's announced at WWDC. But if I decide to move a little quicker, then yeah, that's probably what I'm going to be looking at. The more base model 13-inch MacBook Pro with the dual core i5, 256 gigs of SSD storage, flash storage, and Intel Iris Pro, Iris Pro graphics, because everything I've seen, Final Cut Pro will render very quickly. It's very smooth, buttery, on 4K video. And even though I don't record in 4K, I think that that is enough machine for me. But I want to know what you think. But bear in mind, I'm going to go ahead and switch back to Final Cut Pro X or 10, whatever you want to call it, because quite frankly, Vegas isn't really doing it for me, and I don't want to pay a subscription for Adobe, and I just like editing in Final Cut Pro better. I gave it a good shot. Still love my Asus UX501 laptop. Still going to use it. But the Mac will have its permanent home back in through there, hooked up to my ultra-wide monitor and strictly used for video editing. Hopefully this summer Apple will announce, or even earlier, a revised Mac Mini that will be powerful enough to run 4K or edit in 4K video. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think I should get? Let me know down below. Talk to you later.